Nicole is. I don't get it. I ask Braden all the time, do you want to go volleyball?
Because my flight's delayed till 8:13 now. So how long did it take for her?
What I did was I just got in the
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we looked at it and one was 12 minutes late. So I'm going to wait and see if my flight come there by. Thank you.
All right, welcome to the corner of 80th Street North and 30th Avenue North here in St. Petersburg, Florida, Baseball City Complex. Eagles on the 5th game of this 5-game South Florida road trip. Eagles are 2-2 up to this point. Won the first game 7-0, second game 6-1. Lost in a heartbreaker yesterday in 8 innings 7-4. And then lost their 4th game 9-4. So we take on our 5th and last opponent, Northside Christian, out of the Tampa area. David Zetz will be our leadoff hitter. Number 34 playing center field today and batting leadoff as always. That ball is over the outside corner for a called strike. Eagles wearing their green jerseys today with gold trim and the gray pants. Northside Christian with their royal blue jerseys, orange trim, actually red trim and gray pants. David Zetz with a swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2 here. Just underway in Baseball City, St. Petersburg. No score. David Zetz, our leadoff hitter. No balls, 2 strikes the count. That ball is high and away. Runs the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, this will be the last game on this in the schedule for the Eagles down here in Florida. That ball's high and away, evens the count at 2-2. Eagles are 5-4 this year after winning their first game, losing their second game, winning their third game, losing their fourth game. And that ball is fouled away. Count remains 2-2 with nobody out here in the top of the first. Oh, high. Looks like David cannot hold up, and that's going to be a called swinging strike 3 for the first out here in the top of the first. Junior catcher Dan Tome comes to the plate. Dan is batting .438 on the season. Takes one inside for ball 1. Dan has 8 hits on this trip already, and is second on the team in batting right now. Special thanks to our data analytics team of Rob Cinco and Tim Smith for sharing some stats that I'm hopefully going to be able to share for you. That one is taken on the back, and we have our first base runner of the game as Danny Tome hustles into first base with one out here in the top of the first. That'll bring Carter Potts to the plate. Carter's our senior shortstop. He's batting .440, leading the team in hitting this year, amongst those with qualified number of plate appearances. No score here in the top of the first. The Eagles have a man on first with one out. Number 3 hitter Carter Potts at the plate. Facing the lefty, throw over to first. Danny Tome back in, standing up. Matthew Lesjak, our left-handed hitting cleanup hitter, on deck. There's a swing and a foul ball with the runner on the move. He's going to have to retreat back to first base. And the count will be no balls, 1 strike. Beautiful day here in St. Petersburg. 80 degrees. Winds out of the southeast at 14 miles per hour. Yesterday we had a little bit of rain, overcast, but a lot more sun here today. That ball's taken high and away for ball 1. 1-1 the count on Carter Potts. Throw over to first. Danny Tome back again, standing up. And the count remains 1-1 with one out here in the top of the first for your St. Edward Eagles. And there's another throw over to first. That one's back in time. Now in the major leagues, he would have to throw it to home plate or pick off the guy at first, or it would be a balk at this stage. They have not changed that rule yet in high school. And here's the pitch. That one's taken up high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's number 3 hitter Carter Potts. Carter Potts, a senior shortstop from Avon Lake, Ohio. Carter was a member of the state championship football team this year. And here's the 2-2 pitch. That's ball 4, I guess. I must have missed one. But I'll take that because now we've got 2 base runners and 1 out. Brings up left-handed hitting first baseman Matthew Lesjak. He's hitting .231 this year, but has had some key hits for us along the way, including a couple RBIs already on the Florida trip. Number 21, Drew Maley, waiting on deck. And here's the first pitch to Matthew Lesjak. That ball's taken over the outside corner for strike 1. 2 men on here for the Eagles in the top of the first, trying to get jump started, as they've had some good luck scoring in the top of the first inning in a number of games on this trip. Matthew crushes one up the middle. That's going to probably be plate 1. Tome rounds third. He's heading for home. Throw to the plate is let go, and Danny's going to come in standing up. Eagles take a 1-0 lead. Carter Potts stops in second, and Matthew Lesjak again comes in clutch with an RBI single up the middle. take a break here for a second as North Christian will make a visit to the mound. Drew Maley heads to the plate. Drew's batting 190 this year, but he had a couple key doubles a few games back, and he's been swinging a hot bat as of late. Henry Slaby waits on deck. Left-handed hitter playing designated hitter today. And that ball is up high, but Drew cannot hold on, and it's called for a swinging strike. Drew looks down to third base for the sign. No balls, one strike. One out here in the top of the first. Eagles have already plated one. Pitcher steps off the mound. Looking to put up a crooked number this inning. With a man in scoring position and only one man down. Pitcher looks back at second. No throw. Carter scurries back to second. And we're ready for the 0-1 pitch. Drew pops that one out of play right behind us. And that makes the count no balls, two strikes with one out here in the top of the first.
Go, Swin! Take a pitch, kid!
Drew taking his time, making sure he's got the play. Steps back in the box. Pitcher was ready to go. Drew was not, so we're going to start over. That ball's high and away. Ball one. 1-2 to the hitter. Drew also plays football. Was also a member of the state championship football team. Had a huge catch against Massillon that put us in field goal range toward the end of the game. Unfortunately, that ended his season with a knee injury, but he's back almost to 100%. And that ball's high, evens the count at 2-2. Drew also played basketball his freshman year, but he's decided to cut down to two sports right now, playing baseball and football. That ball stays just a little high, and we've got ourselves a full count here. Third baseman wants to have a conversation with the pitcher, thinking about what their dinner plans are for tonight. Okay, we've got one out here in the top of the first. Eagles lead 1-0. Full count on Drew Maley. Carter Potts at second, Matthew Leschek at first. And here's the pitch. That ball's high, and we've just loaded the bases. Great at bat for Drew. Loads the bases. Henry Slaby, number 52, the left-handed slugger from Avon Lake, Ohio, will be your hitter. Henry hasn't had a lot of opportunities at the plate this year. He's 2 for 8, batting .250. But he's shown that he can put the ball in play when needed and has a lot of power. Lefty, the first lefty matchup here. Pitcher will go from the windup. And here's the pitch. Henry pops one up on the left side. Infield fly rule in effect. Third baseman nabs it, and we've got two men down with the bases still loaded and 2 outs here in the top of the first. That'll bring up freshman Grant Lashutka. Grant manning the hot corner today. Grant batting 143, but he's had a couple key hits this tournament. And takes one up and away. 1 ball, no strikes to the freshman third baseman, Grant Lashutka.
Come swing!
Grant's older brother attended that school across from Wendy's. He did win a state championship and was the winning pitcher on that team. There's a ball hit sharply to first. He's got to beat him to first. That ball is going to be high. He's going to be safe, and we're going to get 2 runs on that play. 2-run single is the way we're going to score that one at home and the way we're going to score that one at the ballpark. As Grant Lashutka beats out an infield single, heads up base running by Matthew Lesjak to plate 2 on that play, and the opposing manager wants to have a conversation with the umpire. I'm sure he'll come and get some help from the home plate umpire, but should be to no avail. Runner was safe, and I'll be so shocked if this is overturned. Eagles get that crooked number we're looking for, and that's going to bring junior left fielder Vincent Waters to the plate. Vincent batting .250 this year. Has had some really nice hitting games. That one's called a strike on the outside corner. Vincent had 4 RBIs in our game against Berea Mid Park earlier in an 8-3 victory over at Crusher Stadium. If you're just joining us at home, Eagles lead 3-0 here in the top of the first. That ball's going to catch the outside corner, and we've got no balls, 2 strikes on Vincent Waters. Drew Maley at second, Grant Lashutka at first. 0-2 pitch to Vincent. That one's fouled out of play. We'll keep it right here at no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Ball is swung and missed, and Eagles have a 3rd out, but not before they score 3 runs. And we head to the middle of the first inning with the Eagles up 3-0. Northside Christian coming to bat.
Courtesy of Bob's Remember class of 91.
Can't see the picture.
You gotta tell them they have your class year wrong.
No, whatever the boys don't. They finish in the room.
Let's go down.
Neil Rogers will get the start for the Eagles today. Neil resides from the West Park area of Cleveland. I know his mom and dad are watching this at home, as is his grandfather, Warren Rogers. He's busy doing taxes, but I'm sure he's listening and watching us back in Cleveland. Neil's parents, Jen and Todd, would have loved to have been here, but they're going to be able to watch Neil on the hill and see if he can lead us to victory today. Bottom of the first, Eagles 3, Northside Christian 0. Neil Rogers with his first start of the year. And that one's over the center of the plate for a called strike. Neil's made 2 appearances for us this year, 0.00 ERA. Neil pounds the zone with a nice off-speed pitch. And that ball's over the outside corner for a called strike too. That's the bread and butter for Neil. Neil doesn't like to throw it down the middle of the plate, as he shouldn't. He likes to paint the corners and make the hitters work. And that ball's down at the knees for a called strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. 1 man down here in the bottom of the first. If you guys are watching at home, I apologize. I'm getting commentary from the crowd that we can't see. Unfortunately, the sun is glaring on me. I can't see anything either, so keep texting the ladies in the crowd. That ball's fouled off to the left for strike 1. Keep texting the ladies in the crowd. Let me know which way we need to tilt this. I'll try to get Dan Tome over here to fix it and see if he can give us a better view. That ball's down in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1's the count. Looks like it's good to me. That ball skied to left field. Vincent's running back like Willie Mays. I don't think he's going to get there, and he's not. It's going to be extra bases. Vincent throws it into Carter. We've got a 1-out double out of the 2-hitter for Northside Christian.
Yeah.
That ball's lined to left. Vincent's got a beat on it. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We'll get this all squared away after this inning's over. 2 down here in the bottom of the first.
Go well.
Man on second brings up their cleanup hitter. Eagles lead 3-0. Neil Rogers on the hill. Neil gets to the set, looks back the runner at second, and here's the pitch. That ball's grounded to the left side. Going to get by. Vincent's going to scoop it and try to shoot him at 4. Nope, not going to be enough. Cut off by Grant. And Northside Christian's on the board to make it 3-1. RBI single through the left side for the cleanup hitter. And Northside Christian has cut the lead in thirds to 3-1. This brings the Mustangs' number 5 hitter to the plate, left-hander. Swing and a miss, and that makes the count no balls and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Eagles lead 3-1. Runner on first. That ball's laced to right center, and that's going to find a gap. That one may make it all the way to the wall. Drew Maley hustles back there, but we've got runners circling like a merry-go-round. 1 run's going to score here. They're going to try to score him on an inside the park home run. Ball gets by the cutoff man, and we've got ourselves a tie ball game. That ball was laced into right center, perfectly placed between Drew Maley and David Zetz. Couldn't hit the cutoff man. Unfortunately, it got away from Carter, and that's going to tie this one up at 3. Wind is blowing out today, as I mentioned, out of the southeast at about 15 miles an hour. That one was poked no matter what kind of wind there is. And there's a call. No, there is a ball. Thought we had a strike.
The outfield's playing on the infield. Your outfield's playing so shallow.
And that one, just having a conversation with the opposing team, wondering why our outfield is playing so shallow. And he makes a great point. That ball is scalded to left. Vincent is going to not make the play, and it's over his head. Another extra base hit for the Mustangs. And they're going to try to go to third. This is going to be a close play right here, and it looks like the throw is on him. Nice cutoff. Carter gets it into Grant, and the double is now stretched into a triple as there's a bang-bang play at third base for the third out of the inning. Threes are wild there. We've got 3 runs for the Eagles, 3 runs for the Mustangs, and after 1 inning of play, 3-3 is your score.
That's what it looked like. It looked like sack him on the floor.
It's 5 now? They get to it. Special thanks to our audio-visual team and maintenance crew, Daniel Tome II. Braden Page will lead off. That's going to be a slow roller. Shortstop comes across and fires it over first for the first out of the inning. Back to the top of the order. That brings up senior center fielder David Zetz. David went down swinging his first time up. Special shout out to the McClellans. Max McClellan turned 17 today. Max is the younger brother of Mallory McClellan, now playing softball at Fordham University. I know the McClellans and Oxters are watching this at home. Swing and a miss there by David Zetz. No balls, 1 strike. Avid supporters of Max and Mallory. Always great to see the McClellans and the Oxters at all the games. And there's a swing and a foul tip into the catcher's glove. No balls, 2 strikes on the number 1 hitter for the St. Edward Eagles.
Go, David.
That ball's fouled back, Scott Slaby style at Crusher Stadium. 0-2 that remains the count with David Zetz. And that one is dropped in there for a called third strike. And there are now 2 down here in the top of the 2nd inning. Daniel Tome III, son of Daniel Tome II, who's son of Daniel Tome I, coming to the plate. Daniel Tome III was hit by a pitch his first at bat. That ball's inside for ball one. All tied up here in the top of the second. Eagles played at 3 in the top of the inning. Northside Christian Mustangs answered with 3 of their own in the bottom. And we're all tied up in the top of the second, 3-3. That ball hits him as he squares around. And now he's gotten hit twice. This pitcher may not be a fan of Danny for whatever reason. Danny tried to square around a bunt on that one, noticing the third baseman playing deep. Instead, he took one into his chest and got on first base the hard way. That'll bring up Carter Potts. Carter walked his first time at bat. Carter batting .440 this year as a senior captain. Throw back to first. Dan has seen his move about 6 times today, so I don't think he's going to be fooled by that. 2 men down here in the top of the second for the Eagles. That ball's taken high by Carter, 1-0. For those who don't know, St. Petersburg was once the home of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. They lived here back in the 1930s as their spring training. And there's a line drive base hit to right field. Dan Tome around second. He's going to go to third. The ball's going to be cut off by the shortstop. Not cut off. Makes it all the way to third. Carter rounds first and retreats back to the base. And we've got ourselves runners in the corners with 2 outs. And cleanup hitter Matthew Lesjet coming to the plate.
Come on, Swede. One more, kid.
Matthew came through the first time up with an RBI base hit. Looking for a little bit of the same here now. Back to Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth. They lived at a place called the Flora de Leon in St. Petersburg, Florida. There's a swing and a miss. Actually, he's going to check, and then, as I figured, he did go, so that's going to be a strike on the batter. Babe Ruth's daughter also lived with him in that St. Petersburg place in the Flora de Leon. And Lesjak flares one out to left field. That's going to go foul. And Matthew falls behind 0-2. Two men down here in the top of the second. Eagles trying to mount a 2-out rally with their middle of their lineup. That ball's going to be high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to senior first baseman Matthew Lesjak. That ball's going to stay up high as well. We've got count even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on base. In the second inning. And that ball's high. Full count. Carter Potts should be off and running on the pitch. Has to be careful over there. First baseman is not going to be holding him, so he may be able to get a jump, unless, of course, there's some shenanigans with a trick play. And here's the pitch. Ball's going to be high and away. That loads the bases and brings up Drew Maley. Drew's playing right field today. Drew's our 5-hitter. Drew resides from Parma, Ohio. Drew's younger brother, Grant Maley, will be attending St. Edward High School as well as part of the class of 2027. Drew's family is here today. Although Mike won't be here much longer, he has an early flight out of here, hoping to avoid the Taylor Swift traffic. That ball's high and away. 1 ball, no strikes, with 2 outs here in the top of the second. A lot of Swifties down here in Tampa, as she'll be playing at Raymond James Stadium tonight. True cannot hold up on that one, and that evens the count at 1-1. Nice off-speed pitch by the lefty from Northside Christian. True can't pull the trigger on that one. That's going to be over the outside corner for a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the second to Drew Maley. Bases full of Eagles, hoping to capitalize with all these runners on base. That ball's foul tipped and caught by the catcher, and that'll end the inning. We had no runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 hits batsman, and 3 men left. We head to the middle of the second inning. Eagles and Mustangs tied at 3. All right, Neil Rogers takes them on for a second inning. Looks like a good pitch, but apparently it's a little bit outside. Ball 1 on the batter. And that's going to be outside as well. 2 balls, no strikes to the Mustang hitter, number 77. All knotted up at 3s here in the bottom of the second. Eagles got 3 to start the first. Mustangs answer with 3 of their own. That one's going to be high and inside. That's going to run the count to 3-0. And ball 4. So 4 pitches, 4 balls. Leadoff hitter gets on with a walk. And that'll bring the pitching coach, Scott Kasarik, to the mound. I want to give a shout out to Norm Weber. Norm Weber is our sports information director who does a recap of all the games for all the spring sports. Anyone on Twitter, you can follow him at @WeberNorm and get your updates and recaps of all the St. Edward Eagle athletics. Looks like Neil's done for the day. I was told before this game this would be a bullpen game, and Jordan Oberg will take the mound. Jordan Oberg is a senior out of Medina, Ohio. Jordan saw some action yesterday in the first game of the doubleheader, and he's going to enter the game with a man on first and nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Neil Rogers line today. 1 inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And the man on first is still
How you gonna eat that one, dude?
his responsibility.
My wife, so she gets.
Come on, Turner!
She went to see Taylor 5 rows from the
Jordan Oberg making his 3rd appearance of the season. He comes into the game with an ERA this season of 2.67
Good, Turner.
through 2 2/3 innings of work.
I've heard that. I've heard it was
That ball's inside for ball 1. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 2nd. We're deadlocked at 3 as the Mustangs have a runner on first and nobody down.
Come on, Turner!
Sounds like we have an Army platoon over to the left in the dugout, and that's going to be a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to the hitter. I've got visions of stripes in my head, and that ball is ball 2 high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Can't help but think about Bill Murray in the movie Stripes. I don't know what I've been told. And that ball is laced to left field. That's going to be extra bases. No, it's not. Maybe it will be. Nobody's covering second. It will be extra bases. We'll score that as a double. Vincent got over to cut it off, but a nice 1st to 3rd run by the base runner, and it looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner for the man on second. 2 men on, 2 men in scoring position, nobody out for the Mustangs. Jordan's going to ask Danny Tome to come out, have a discussion.
Let's go, Tito.
Two men on, no outs for the Mustangs. Jordan Oberg on the hill. Game deadlocked at 3, but the Mustangs have a rally brewing. That ball is fouled over the left side. No balls, 1 strike on the left-handed hitter. Jordan played his freshman season at Midview. Unfortunately, he didn't get a chance to play as that was a COVID year. Transferred to St. Edward. Now they reside in Medina, and he's ready to graduate next month. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That ball's taken down and in for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 2nd. The score remains tied 3-3. That ball's down and in for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike on the hitter. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 2nd. Eagles infield medium depth at the corners. Middle infield's going to give the run in on a grounder. Right now we'd like to get it out somewhere. Jordan looks back at second, nobody there, and we'll reset as the batter steps out. That ball's hit to the right side. Matthew's going to glove it. It's going to be ruled foul. Counts even at 2-2. Two balls, two strikes there on the hitter. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. That ball is fouled away out of play on the left side. We'll do it again here at 2-2. I'd also like to give a shout out to Athletic Director Pete Kaler. Pete's class of 2002. Pete was instrumental in getting this trip taken care of. And we thank him for everything he's done. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Mike Fink as well, class of 2001. Mike's our associate athletic director. Mike helped get us underway with Knoxcast. Mike's been instrumental in getting us down here as well. Ball's inside, gets away from Tone, but not far enough. Nobody's going to be able to move up, but that's going to load the count at 3-2.
Let's go, Roger, win it.
Here we go. Go ahead.
Full count here. Nobody out. Bottom of the second. Still tied at 3, but Mustangs are rallying, hoping to push across the go-ahead run. That ball is laced on the right field line, just foul, and will remain 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Keep fighting.
Straighten up, you got it.
Jordan, win it.
Hey, grade it back. Keep it going.
Count remains 3-2 to the number 9 hitter for the Mustangs. And that one is not going to fall into the zone, and that'll load the bases. Still nobody down here in the bottom of the second. Brings the leadoff hitter to the plate.
Let's go, Dom.
He struck out his first appearance. But nobody out here with the bases loaded in the bottom of the second. Eagles look to have their corners pinched in a little bit. Anything to the corners will probably be a play at the plate. Up the middle, they're playing double play depth. Hoping to get 2 if they can. That ball swung and fouled off. No balls, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter from Northside Christian.
Gotta go.
And Mike Maley's getting ready to depart. See you, Mike. Mike says bye to everybody. Be sure to patronize his business, Maley's Restaurant, located on Detroit Avenue. They host a lot of the alumni events for St. Edward. ball's taken inside.
All right, you're right there.
2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter. Nowhere to put him. Base is full of Mustangs. That serve scorer used to put it to Bruce Drennan. The bases are juiced, Bruce. That ball's high and in. 3 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter from Northside Christian. And that ball is hit. It's going to take a high chop over Grant's head. Vincent's back deep. That's not going to be a chance to get it home. We need to cut that ball off. And 2 runners are going to score. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Northside Christian takes the lead 5-3. Northside Christian is 14-5 to this year. Well-balanced team with a great record. Andrew Williamson to the plate for the Mustangs. Andrew's a senior and will be heading to University of Central Florida next year, where Max McClellan will be attending.
Yep.
That's a ball that drops in there for a strike. Andrew plays center field for the Mustangs. He doubled his first at bat. And he shoots one through the right side. That one's going to get all the way to the wall. Extra bases. That's going to clear the bases. 1 run is in. Here comes a second run.
Get on your horse.
Williamson on his way to third. They're going to hold him up. And Williamson has a 2-run triple to double the lead to 4 and move it to 7-3. Nice piece of hitting there from the senior center fielder. He's 2 for 2 halfway to the cycle now with a double and a triple. Number 3 hitter lined one to left field in the first inning to make the second out. Little action going on in the Eagles bullpen. Keegan O'Brien warming up. Still nobody out here at the bottom of the second. And that ball's hit in the air high. It's going to be playable. Dan Tome calling it. The wind going to take it. Danny gets it. Great play. Great effort. Jordan covers home. Runner cannot advance. And we've got our first out of the inning here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter.
Way to track it, Tomer.
Cleanup hitter singled to left his first at bat to drive in the first run. Score is 7-3 Mustangs with 1 man out here in the bottom of the second. That one's high and in. Almost hit him. That'll go as ball 1. Time called by the batter as Jordan takes a little bit too much time. Sometimes Jordan is known to be a little deliberate, but that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you got to make the hitter a little uncomfortable. That ball is down low for ball 2. The count moves to 2-0. Checking out a Facebook post earlier from Carmen Angelo Tedesco, StadiumTalk.com listed their top 10 football players from St. Edward High School. And that That ball is hit to shortstop. Carter's going to charge. He's going to drop it, but pick it up. Throw it to first. He's got the out at first. Runner crosses the plate, and the score moves to 8-3. Nice list of top 10 guys. Mine would have been a little bit different. Of course, when I was growing up, I was following the likes of running backs Chris Mobley from the class of '85, Danny Andrews, uncle of Eagles junior outfielder Eddie Andrews, and class of '87, Chris Williams. Chris Williams set
Go, Sam. Stay
numerous
hot.
playoff records for rushing yardage in that state championship runner-up season back in my freshman year, 1986. That ball's over the inside corner for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Shout out to Chris Williams if you're out there listening. I know he's been going through a battle right now. He'll beat it. And there's a swing and a miss and a nice curveball. Moves the count to 0-2. Chris Williams played football at North Carolina State. That ball's going to be fouled back, and the count remains 0-2. A couple other players that weren't mentioned, and of course these are players that I watched. Brian Flannery won a national championship with Notre Dame, and Kevin O'Keefe, offensive tackle at Michigan State. The late Kevin O'Keefe. That ball looks like a strike, and it is. Called strike, that'll end the inning. Not before the Mustangs get 5, though, and balloon this lead to 8-3. We've played 2 innings here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Northside Christian Mustangs 8, St. Edward Eagles 3. We move to the top of the 3rd inning here in sunny St. Petersburg, Florida. Henry Slaby will lead it off. Junior left-hander out of Avon Lake. That ball is going to be called a ball. I like to call Henry Charlie's older brother. Charlie the Big Bopper. That ball's over the heart of the plate for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Henry Slaby. I think Charlie hit 20 home runs last year. Look for about 30 this year. That swung and missed by Henry. 1 ball, 2 strikes with nobody out here in the top of the 3rd. The Eagles trailing 8-3. And that one is taken for a called strike 3. 1 man down here in the top of the 3rd. That'll bring to the plate Grant Lashutka. Grant had a 2-run single in the top of the 1st. Grant Lashutka, a freshman from Fairview Park, Ohio. Grant enjoys playing ping pong. Grant swings and misses the first pitch, 0-1. He loves playing ping pong, especially during the free period at St. Ed's. Sometimes he has to let other kids win just so he can eat his lunch. That ball's popped out of play. That will make the count 0-2. And that's down and low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the freshman third baseman from Fairview Park. Grant's older brother attended that school across the street from Wendy's. Looks like Grant's the smarter of the 2 kids. And that ball, Scott Slabied back to us. And the count remains 1-2. I think we've just coined a new term, Scott Slaby. Whenever there's a ball coming back to us, we'll affectionately call that the Scott Slaby. That's taken over the outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 man out here in the top of the third. Eagles down 8-3. Swing and a miss by Grant Lashutka. That's 2 down here in the top of the third. That'll bring Vincent Waters to the plate. Vincent is also a descendant of a St. Ed's grad, John Waters. There are 10 players on the Eagles squad whose fathers attended St. Edward. Vincent being one of them. Vincent is also a soccer player, plays goalie. Vincent playing left field today. That ball's taken for a called strike over the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike to Vincent Waters. That ball is outside and high. That'll even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 men down here in the top of the third. That is a nice pitch that drops in there for a called strike. That runs the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vincent struck out his first time, hoping to put the ball in play this time around. That ball looks outside, but he's going to get the called strike. Vincent can't believe it. And that's going to end the inning. Vincent, you need to relax. Vincent wears his heart on his sleeve, and I have to agree with him on that, but the umpire has the final call, and that's strike 3 to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors, no walks. Nobody left on base at the end of 2.5 innings. Northside Christian 8, St. Edward 3, and new pitcher Keegan O'Brien coming in. Coming up to the line for the Mustangs. He doubled his last time. Keegan O'Brien making an appearance again. And that's going to be a called strike over the outside corner. Keegan, another one of those guys from St. Ed's, whose older brother went to that school across the street from Wendy's. We have two players that are definitely smarter than their older siblings. We know that for sure. That ball is outside and low for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Could not hold up on that pitch, and we got strike 2. A couple of changes to the defensive line for the Eagles. Colin Ashdown now playing right field. Drew Maley over to third base as Grant Lashutka is warming up in the bullpen. That ball is lined high to center field. David Zetz camps under it, can of corn, and we've got one man out here in the bottom of the third inning. Grant Lashutka warming up. This will be his first appearance, if and when he comes in, for the varsity squad as a pitcher. Grant made an appearance earlier this season with the JV, so pitching is not new to him. One man down here in the bottom of the third. Brings up the 7-hitter who singled his last at bat. Ball high, 1-0. One out here in the bottom of the third. Also like to thank Owen Donlin for all his hard work here. I know he's been staying up till 4 in the morning doing laundry for these kids. That ball's foul tipped off the glove of Danny Tome. And we got 1 ball and 2 strikes. Owen Donlin, the first base coach, assistant coach, he's been doing all the kids' laundry, and I know he's been up late doing that, so we thank him for all he's done. That ball's inside. He's going to get a called strike. I'm sorry, that runs the count to 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Keegan dropped that one in there. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Throw it around the horn. And we've got 2 down here in the bottom of the third.
Come on, Turner!
Owen Donlin is the brother of Connor Donlin. That name sounds familiar to those listening at home. Connor Donlin is assistant basketball coach for the St. Edward varsity team. He also dabbles a little bit in social media. Dabbles a lot in social media as he helps us out immensely. That ball's taken for a cold strike, drops in there. Keegan has his curveball working today as it's been falling off the table. No ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And that one's going to come in low. 1 ball, 1 strike here. 2 men down, nobody on.
Come on, Turner, you got this.
As the Eagles play the bottom of the third inning in their 5th and final game here in St. Petersburg, Florida. That one is just a bit high, and that's going to move the count to 2-1.
Let's go, Tucker! Right there, Keith.
Eagles jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the top of the first. Mustangs quickly answered with 3 of their own, and they attacked on 5. That one's going to make it through the wickets of Drew Maley over at third. And there's a 2-out base runner for the Mustangs. 2 men down here in the bottom of the third. Eagles trailing 8-3. That'll bring up the 9-hitter for the Mustangs. Bunts. Keegan gonna not hit that one. And as the story of our season goes, we have misplayed another bunt. That one took a bad hop. Keegan was not able to corral it. And the number 9 hitter gets a 2-out bunt base hit. And that puts 2 men on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Leadoff hitter back up for the Mustangs. He struck out and singled. Ball comes back to the backstop. Each base runner moves up a base. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
Stay with it, Keegan. Let's go.
Go, Eagles!
Eagles down 8-3.
Defense has you.
Hoping to keep the Mustangs at bay. Don't want this to get too far out of hand. Ball won the count. And that ball's low and away. 2 balls, no strikes to the number 1 hitter for Northside Christian. Northside comes in with a 14-5 record. And that ball's inside corner and called strike. 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Last ball.
That ball's up and away. 3 balls and a strike. First base is open, but would hate to load him up here with the number 2 hitter coming up, the UCF recruit who's already got a double and a triple today. And ball 4. Not what we're looking for. Base is juiced for the number 2 hitter. Mr. Williamson heading to Drew Williamson heading to University of Central Florida with Max McClellan. He's already doubled and tripled today. Oh, Keegan fools him. He's sitting dead red and can't catch up to that one. As it drops in, curveball for swing and a miss, strike 1. If I was Keegan, I'd probably give him a healthy supply of that pitch because a fastball is probably going to be met with some aggression. Oh, got him to fly out. That one's tailing away, though. This could be trouble. Carter's out there, and he loses it, but Vincent saves him because Vincent makes the catch, and that ends the inning. No runs that inning for the Mustangs. They leave 2 men on base. After 3 innings of play, Mustangs 8, Eagles 3. Back with you shortly.
On deck. Number 9.
Braden.
What's his name?
I just did it. You have to hold it. I just did it. He's so dumb. You go like this, you hold it. He's not even pulling the trigger.
New pitcher for the Northside Christian Mustangs. They're bringing a tall righty, number 24. Braden Page will lead off for the Eagles as we start the top of the 4th. Braden's a sophomore second baseman, hailing from Avon Lake, Ohio. Braden played basketball his freshman year, but now he's decided to concentrate solely on baseball. Braden plays his summer ball with the Force program. Eagles finishing off their 5-game road trip, and I think they'll be somewhat excited to get back home and sleep in their own bed. They've had a great time here in Florida, but I think they're getting a little tired.
Second base.
Coach Clark and the gang has taken care of them. Want to send a special thanks to Coach Clark. Coach Clark has been magnificent on this trip. Kids have been spoiled, and they're going to have a lifetime of memories. That ball's taken inside for ball one. Much better memories than I had of my varsity baseball trip back at St. Edward's in the spring of 1990. We made a trip to Louisville, Kentucky, and got snowed out 2 games. We did play 2 games and lost both those games by 1 run. There's a shot to shortstop. Throw over to first. It's going to be down low, but a nice scoop by the first baseman. And Braden Page is retired 6'3", as he was the first time he batted. That'll bring up David Zetz, senior center fielder. David's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today. I do have some good memories from that Louisville trip. One is Tony Taylor not warning me that the wall was behind me as a fly ball was heading that way. Made the catch, but ran into the wall and got knocked out. And there's a line drive to center field. Ball's going to be camped under, and we're going to have 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. We almost had to come home early from that trip, as somebody who was sleeping in our room before we were left a bottle of Jack Daniels in there. Unbeknownst to us, the coach found it and thought it was belonging to the kids. We did get to remain there, and it did not belong to the kids. That's called a strike over the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike. To Daniel Tome III, affectionately known as the son of Daniel Tome II, who's affectionately known as Daniel Tome, the son of Daniel Tome I. That, excuse me, swing is fouled away for a strike. With 2 outs here in the top of the 4th.
That's the team we played in.
Ball's going to get down the line, foul. 0-2 the count on Daniel Tome III. 2 men down here in the top of the 4th. Eagles trail 8-3. Looks like we've run out of baseballs, so they're going to make the right field to retrieve that foul ball down by the right field foul pole. Tosses it in. Catcher's going to grab it. Hands it off to the umpire. And we're back ready to roll.
Great. What's the score? 8-3? Right? Yeah.
0-2 pitch to Daniel Tome III is shot to right field. And that's been a common theme on this road trip. Daniel Tome shooting a ball to the right side through the hole. That's Dan's 9th hit of the trip. And that'll bring Carter Potts to the plate. Carter came into the game batting .440. Daniel Tome, a perfect day today. 1 for 1. He's been hit by pitch twice. On base percentage of 1,000 today.
I should be right behind.
Carter's 1 for 1 today with a base hit and a walk. 2 men down with a runner on. Dan's going to run, check swing.
Nice.
Dan goes in standing up, and he's going to be thrown out, stealing to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no walks, no errors, no men left for the St. Edward Eagles. After 3.5 innings of play, Northside Christian 8, St. Edward 3.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, okay, that's funny I was gonna say 500. Go, Luke.
Let's go put in play.
Halfway through this game here in St. Petersburg, unless we go to extra innings, maybe a little bit more than halfway through if we don't have to face them in the bottom of the seventh. Nonetheless, 8-3 Mustangs. Keegan O'Brien making his second inning of work here to the number 3 hitter, and he fouls it off down the left side for strike 1. That ball looks good, but he's going to call it outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 3 hitter. I'd also like to make a special shout out to Jim Potts. Jim and Stephanie Potts, mother and father Carter Potts. That ball's laced into left field for a base hit. Vince Waters is going to grab it and hit the cutoff. Carter's going to grab it and hustle in. Jim and Stephanie have been instrumental in organizing a lot of the dinners, lunches, cookouts, and anything else we've put together here. So thank you, Jim, for everything you've done. Thank you, Stephanie, for everything you've done. Got a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 4th. Another defensive replacement at second base. Logan Zaremba, the junior from Broadview Heights, Ohio, now entered the game at second. Ball gets away from Dan. Runner goes with a good jump, and Dan's not going to make a throw. That'll move the runner up to second. 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th with the number 4 hitter at the plate. Colin Ashdown in right, David Zatz in center, Vincent Waters in left. That ball's out of play to the right and falls harmlessly onto the other field. 1 ball, 1 strike. Drew Maley at third, Carter Potts at short, Logan Zaremba at second, Matthew Leschek at first, Daniel Tome the third behind the plate, Keegan O'Brien on the hill. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. That ball's a little bit high. Count moves to 2-1. That looks like a strike. Catches the outside corner. Count evens at 2-2. Runner goes. Throw down to third, not in time. Stolen base. And Northside Christian has a runner on third with nobody out and a full count on the number 4 hitter.
Go, Will, put in play.
And that ball hit him. Not that it mattered. Would have been ball 4 anyways. So we've got runners on the corners with nobody out. Looks like we're going to have a trip to the mound from the pitching coach, Scott Kasirik. Coach Clark right behind him, which usually means a pitching change, as he's the one who will introduce the change to the umpire. Brady Barker looks to be heading to right field. Colin Ashdown It's going to come into the dugout. Might be a double switch here. As Grant Lashutka gets ready to take the hill. Keegan O'Brien exit with the runner on first and third, it being his responsibility. And we'll take a break here as Grant Lashutka warms up.
But I mean, 74 total viewers. That's enough to sell some advertising. Get that bar to 100.
Primo, we have to go.
What are you streaming? What are you streaming?
Boxcast. Yeah. For whatever reason, we don't do that. I think we do something for you. To be able to put it on YouTube.
We've all bought them. I just control the camera, and then I got another guy with scores. Let's go, Sam.
We continue here in the bottom of the fourth. Runners on the corner with nobody out. Grant Lashutka making his first varsity appearance, and that ball's up and away. Grant's a freshman, normally plays third base, making his first pitching appearance of the season for the squad. High hopes for Grant, as we don't see many freshmen get opportunities for St. Ed's. Number 5 left-handed hitter for the Mustangs digs in with a 1-0 count. And that ball's high and away. 2 balls, no strikes to the batter. Looks like we're up to 19 live viewers right now. So for those watching at home, thank you very much. The runner's going to go, and that ball's going to be fouled out of play. He's going to have to head back to first base, and the count will move to 2-1.
Primo, your dad's calling you to go.
Grant steps off the rubber, gets back on. 2 balls, 1 strike to the number 5 hitter. Score remains 8-3. Not running this time. That ball's going to be taken over the outside corner of the plate for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Eagles trailing 8-3. Mustangs looking for more as they've got runners on the corners with nobody out. This time the runner goes. Tome's going to throw through. Throw is made not in time. Head first slide. safe at second. Runner remains at third. And now we've got runners on second and third with full count to the hitter and nobody out. That ball's inside corner for a called strike. Grant Lasheka records his first career varsity strikeout, and we've got one man down here in the bottom of the fourth. This will bring the number 6 hitter to the plate.
So negative.
And that one's going to be just a little bit low and outside for ball 1. Grant gets the sign, looks the runner back at second. And here's the pitch. That one is over the outside corner for a called strike. Count evens at 1-1 with one man out here in the bottom of the fourth. Wind seems to be blowing in. That hasn't hindered the Mustang hitters as they've been hitting the ball really hard. There's a nice off-speed pitch from Grant. Grant might need a tighter cap as his hat has fallen off a few times already. Nonetheless, that moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the bottom of the fourth with one man out.
Put in play.
Oh, he drops in a curveball. Tome cannot hang on to it. Runner is going to advance to first.
All right, keep battling. Let's go.
Runner is going to score from third. We've got runners on the corner with one out. Grant Lasheka records his second strikeout. Unfortunately, the runner reaches first base on a pass ball.
Go, Burke.
That makes the score 9-3 here. Grant going to throw over to first, runner back in time. 9-3 your score. Runners on first and third with one out. Grant Lasheka, 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. Unfortunately, couldn't squeeze that last one and turns into a run and a base runner. That ball's, I guess it's high for a ball. Umpire signaling it was a little high. And we'll have to go with that. Runner goes from first, throws him out at second for the second out, and that's 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. Runner on third did not try to score on that. He stays at third, and we've got a man on third with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Eagles trailing 9-3. Got off to a promising start today with 3 runs in the top of the first to take a 3-0 lead.
Go for it.
Mustangs quickly answered with 3 of their own in the bottom of the first. Broke it open with 5 in the second. Ball 1 on the batter. 1-0 the count here. So after the Mustangs scored 5 in the second, made it 8-3, they've now added their 9th run. I'm sorry, made it 8-3. That ball should be a strike, but he's going to call that outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here at the bottom of the fourth. Eagles trailing 9-3. That ball's laced to center field. David Zetz gets on his horse, gets turned around, does a pirouette, still makes the catch, and that ends the inning. Mustangs get 1 more. They extend their lead till 6, tripling up on the Eagles. Now lead at 9-3. We head to the top of the 5th. Mustangs 9, Eagles 3.
Yeah, he was trying to throw it on you. I guarantee.
Suck, we know you heard us. Boy, Suck, good throw.
That's
We head to the top of the 5th inning here in St. Petersburg. Eagles trailing 9-3. Carter Potts will lead it off. Called strike 3 over the outside corner. Carter was left at the plate after Daniel Tom III was caught stealing to end the 4th. No ball, 1 strike. To your senior shortstop. Carter pops one up to short left field. Camped under it. And that'll be the first out of the 5th inning. Senior left, I guess he does play some left field. Senior left fielder, but first baseman today and first baseman most of the season, Matthew Lesjak, coming to the plate. Matthew's dad, Gary, graduated from St. Edward in 1980. That ball's down and in for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Matthew. And that's going to be a called strike over the outside corner. 1-1 the count with 1 out here, top of the 5th. And the swung and miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hope everyone back home is enjoying this. I've had a great time. Enjoy telling stories, enjoy painting a picture. Sometimes it's hard to see through the fence when you're at home. There's a ground ball hit off the top of the mid of the second baseman, and that's going to bounce harmlessly into right field. Going to have to call that an error, but I'm going to give ourselves a base runner, and we've got a 1-out base runner here in the top of the 5th. Not sure if they're going to let me do this when we get back to the friendly confines of Lakewood, Ohio. I think Adam Mendoza might be the voice of the Eagle Baseball Network, as he is with football, basketball, hockey, and every other sport out there. Ooh, Drew takes one on his hand, it looks like. This is deja vu. Wait, are they going to say it took his...
that was
It was right.
it was on the hand.
He must have a metal plate.
That thing sounded like a bat.
They're going to call that a foul ball, I think, after Drew just got hit on the hand.
He's a really good actor.
Heads up over here. Ball coming in from the other field. Lands in the visitor dugout. Yeah, he said it was a foul ball up and down. I couldn't tell.
It sounded like a bat. I don't know.
Take your time, kid. Seeing the ball hit you.
Apparently that hit the knob of the bat. It sounded funny. It didn't sound, there's a different sound, so. All right, well, after a foul ball called, we're going to be back at it. And Drew hits a fly ball to center field. Center fielder camps under it, gloves it, throws it back in, and we've got 2 men down here in the top of the 5th. That'll bring to bat Charlie's older brother, Henry. Slavy, that is. Two outs here in the top of the fifth. We've got one man on first. Henry Slavy at the plate. Throw over to first. Matthew Leschek dives back in. Doesn't want to take a clean uniform back to Cleveland. Throws back again, this time a little bit quicker. Same result. Safe at first. Henry's going to step out. Coach Kasarik looking to relay a sign. Eagles down 9-3. Not sure what kind of sign you'd be giving other than please don't steal. We're down 6 runs. And there's a pitch. That's going to be a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Let's go, Tom.
Eagles trail 9-3. And the pitch to Henry. Henry shoots one to right. Gets by Leschek over the second baseman's mitt. And the side is retired. Eagles go scoreless here in the top of the fifth. No runs, no hits, an error. 1 man left for the Eagles. And at the end of 4.5 innings of play, Mustangs 9, Eagles 3.
She's staying Monday or coming Sunday night. What's Kayla doing?
She's got a volleyball
This track coach. They play tomorrow, Saturday?
Never played
So where are you going?
Yes, it's been really fun. I enjoy it.
So
I more enjoy just sitting around you.
when it's trippy, and then
I like it. It's a new element. I enjoyed it.
oh, good.
I forgot it was last week and Mandy was there. I wrote down some of her lines. Did you really say this? Let's go to the tape.
Tomorrow and Saturday.
She has to Berkeley prep is a track meet at 2:30. That's a private school championship. I'm only going to go to that if she gets done sooner. I don't want to go.
Is hers an all A track meet? Is it varsity or middle?
It's varsity or middle school.
Where's Berkeley at?
Hillsborough.
Come on, Turner.
Grant Leschek back on the hill for a second inning of work. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Eagles trailing 9-3. That ball's taken for a ball. And we've got a 1-0 count. Vincent Waters warming up in the Eagles bullpen. Eddie Andrews has replaced him in left field. That ball is swung on and missed for strike 1. Count evens at 1-1. That ball's going to be outside and low. 2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the fifth. Fun fact for those listening at home, it's been exactly 1,630 days since that school across from Wendy's beat St. Edward in football. That ball is called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth.
Cover the plate now, buddy. Cover the plate.
Batter wants timeout. Grant will step off. Back,
Go turn your line drive.
towing the rubber, pitching from the stretch. Come set. 2-2 pitch. That's fouled off.
Hang in there, hang in there.
To our right here. The count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. That ball is down and away. That'll load up the count at 3-2.
Fighting kid.
Full count. Nobody out here. In the bottom of the 5th inning. That one's flared over in the right field and out of play. Count's going to remain 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 5th.
Traumatized me as a child.
Grant crosses him up, handcuffs the batter, and Grant's recorded his 3rd strikeout of the game. 1 man down here in the bottom of the 5th.
I think a ball hit it.
That brings up the 9 hitter for the Mustangs. 0 for 1 with a walk today. Grant shoots one out there. Zetz is not going to be able to get there in time, and that ball falls in for a base hit. 1 out single for the 9 hitter, and that'll flip the lineup up to the leadoff hitter for Northside Christian Mustangs. Single strikeout walk, 1 for 2 day for the leadoff hitter. And that ball's hit up the middle, made to order double play if we got time. Over to second, throw it first, not in time. Skips out of play. And that ball's going to be 2 outs with a man on second.
Go, Drew.
Carter made the play cleanly, flipped it to Logan Zaremba, who short hopped to first. Matthew Leschek could not corral it, and the error by Zaremba moves the runner up to second with 2 men down here in the bottom of the 5th.
Go, Drew.
Fielder's choice if you're scoring at home. Brings the number 2 hitter from the UCF commit, 2 for 3 on the day. A double, triple, and a fly out to left. Nine to 3 remains your score here. And that's swung on and missed.
Go, Grant. Keep rolling, 1-3. 1-3. Oh, 15.
That ball's down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter. Daniel Tome's going to take a visit to the mound. Crossover, interesting stat from our varsity basketball team this year. 15 of the 18 student athletes finished with a 3.2 GPA or higher. 8 of those 15 with a 4.0 or higher. Max McClellan, a member of that team. Max McClellan, the junior right-hander, future teammate of Mr. Williamson at the plate right now. And younger sister of Mallory McClellan, sophomore outfielder at Fordham University. And that ball's right over the middle for a called strike 2.
Coachy.
Fun fact, Fordham University, located in the Bronx, is a gated campus. Just found that out this weekend. And that one is fouled off to the right side. I guess if you're in the Bronx, better to be safe than sorry.
Here you go, Drew. Fight here. Here you go. Fight here.
2 men out here in the bottom of the 5th. Grant Lashutka looks back at second again. And that ball's high and away.
Keep on fighting here.
That runs the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Eagles trail 9-3. Got off to a great start taking that 3-0 lead in the first, but it's been tough sledding since then. That ball's fouled off to the left side. Count remains 2-2. First base coach has an extra ball, so he'll toss that over to Grant. Hopefully in the future I'll have some more baseball facts for you, but today I've got loaded with basketball facts. That ball's high and away, full count. Since 1996, Ann Arbor basketball has had 132 young men go on to play at the college level. Hoping to add to that total after this year's run to the Sweet 16. And that's ball 4. 2 men on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Number 2 hitter coming up to the plate. Grant Lashutka with a great debut outing today, 32 pitches, and he looks back at second again. Trying to get that last out of the inning here. I'm guessing this will be it for him after this inning if we can whittle our way out of here. And that ball is swung on a miss, and Grant loses his hat again. No balls, 1 strike to the number 2 hitter. I'm sorry, the number 3 hitter from Northside Christian. Ooh, that one comes inside, hits him, and the bases are now loaded with the cleanup hitter coming to the plate. Coach Kasaric asks for time. He gets it, and he's going to have a visit here with the infield and freshman Grant Lashutka. No signs of Coach Clark, so I'm guessing this is just a visit to calm Grant down and let him know we're all behind you. We just need 1 more out so we can head back to the dugout. Either that or they're talking about what they're going to do after the game today. They are going to be having pizza and wings back at the hotel after this game. Meeting adjourned. Head back behind the plate for Daniel Tome, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter. Nowhere to put him here. Play at any base. Just hoping we can get 1 more out here and keep this lead at 6. That ball is high. It's going to get away from the catcher. That wild pitch is going to score the runner from third, and we have ourselves a 10-3 ball game. Each of the other runners move up as well. So now we've got runners on second and third, 2 outs. Count goes to 1-0. and the lead is extended to 10-3. Ball low, 2-0. That's a strike. Called at the letters. 2 balls, 1 strike. Your score here from St. Petersburg, Florida. Eagles trying to finish off their 5th game on a 5-game road trip. That ball smoked to third. Drew Maley cannot get a glove on it, and that's going to score 2. Eddie Andrews has a little trouble out there in left field. Runner moves over to second, and that makes the score 12-3.
Yes, 10 after 5. 10 after 3. 10 after
12-3 your score now. Man on second could be the winning run here, as I believe we'll be playing with a 10-run mercy rule. Ball's over the outside and wide for ball 1. Eagles hoping they can get one more out here to at least get themselves another at bat. That ball swung and missed. Still plenty of mustard on that one for Grant Lashetka, and that evens the count at 1-1. That ball's fouled off to the left side, and Grant way ahead of him now with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Off the left-hander. Two men out here in the bottom of the 5th. Trying to keep them at bay, knowing that that runner on second could be the winning run. Ball inside, looked like a strike, but he's not going to give him that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Would have been nice to get that one. Just a bit inside. That one is checked in time.
Right there.
And we've got a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning here. Mustangs 12, Eagles 3. High and away, ball 4. Grant will remain out there with 2 men on and 2 outs. And the score 12-3. And there's a swing and a miss. Grant jumps out ahead 0-1 again with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. That ball drops just low, evens the count at 1-1. Two men down here in the bottom of the 5th. That ball's hit foul down the left field line. Eludes the third base coach's grip. And once again, Grant is ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. just a bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Go, Grant.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 men on. That one's laced down the left field line. Foul ball. We'll do it again. 2-2. That ball is skied to left field. Eddie Andrews has a beat on it. He's going to camp under it and make the 3rd out of the inning. That'll retire the side, but not before Northside Christian adds 3 to the mix. After 5 innings of play, Mustangs 12, Eagles 3.
For Varsity, we had 40.
How are you?
Let's go, Grant. Do it both ways, kid.
Let's go, Grant.
Let's go right here, B10.
We start the top of the 6th here at Baseball City. Grant Lashiska leads off. He's 1 for 2 with the two-run single in the top of the 1st. Takes a called strike. No balls, 1 strike. To the freshman 3rd baseman pitcher from Fairview Park. And that ball is swung on, hit slowly to 3rd. That's going to be a tough play, and he's not going to be able to make it. It's a base hit in my book. That moves Grant to 2 for 3, and that'll bring Eddie Andrews to the plate. Eddie making his first appearance today after coming in as a defensive replacement in left field. Eddie takes one down and low. 1 ball, no strikes to the junior outfielder from Lakewood, Ohio. Eddie also plays football and runs track. And takes that one up and in for ball 2. Eddie had a couple key block punts. One against that school across the street from Wendy's that resulted in a wide Gideon touchdown. And another that he took care of himself in the first playoff game against Stowe. That ball looks like it's down low, and it is. 3 balls, no strikes to Eddie Andrews.
Good miss.
Eddie's the son of Mike Andrews, class of 1988, nephew of Bobby Andrews, class of 84. Danny Andrews, class of 86. And Johnny Andrews, class of 89. Eddie takes a called strike. Danny Andrews is in the Hall of Fame, as is Eddie's grandfather. I believe he's class of 55. And the 3-1 pitch is popped up to Titcher, makes the play. Grant retreats back to first, and that'll bring up Logan Zaremba, who subbed in at second base for Braden Page. One down in the top of the 6th. Leadoff single by Grant Lashutka brings Logan Zaremba to the plate. Logan takes one high, ball 1. And they're going to replace that ball. That one might have got away from the pitcher. One ball, no strikes your count to the number 9 hitter. That ball catches the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 9 hitter with 1 man out.
Yes, sir.
That ball drops in for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Let's go, 6. Come on, Zaremba.
1 out.
What's that? Was that yours?
No, he's throwing good.
Logan pops it out of play to the right.
Really?
And the count's going to remain 1 ball and 2 strikes.
6 months ago, he started learning how to pitch.
1 man out here in the top of the 6th. Eagles trail 12-3.
Too soon. He's got 2 curves. He's got a slurve.
Puts one out. Skies one into center field. Center fielder's going to camp under that one. And that's going to be the 2nd out of the inning. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. That'll bring the top of the lineup up. Charlie Laredig going to pinch hit for David Zetz, number 12. Charlie's a senior.
He doesn't turn 16 until December. But we started him in school.
Charlie's replacing David Zetz in center field. So 2 men out here in the top of the 6th. Man on first. Eagles trail 12-3. Charlie takes one down low for ball 1. Charlie DH earlier in this trip. Charlie's pitched in the past. We haven't seen much of him on the hill this year. That ball looks high, and it is high. 2 balls, no strikes. Dan Tome waits in the on-deck circle. And Charlie shoots one through the left side for a base hit. That makes runners on first and second with 2 outs.
Good job, Charlie.
Charlie came into the game 2 for 11. That raises his average to 250 as he's 3 for 12 now. Looks like David Zetz will re-enter as a pinch runner for Charlie Laredig. Charlie does his job, tips his cap, and heads back to the dugout after the base hit. That ball is taken outside for ball 1.
Come on, Cap. Finish your run. Let's go.
That's a called strike.
Pitch.
One more.
That ball's in the dirt. Two balls and a strike to count on Daniel Tome. 2 men on. And that ball's hit to the right side. First baseman's going to have to get it. Pitcher's going to cover. And he makes the play to record the third out of the inning. Eagles rally but can't scoot any runners across the plate. No runs on 2 hits. No errors. 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Mustangs 12, Eagles 3.
After 5, 15 after 3, 10 after 5.
Go, Burke. Go, Burke.
We head to the bottom of the 6th here. Vincent Water replaces Grant Lashutka. Vincent is making his 3rd appearance this year. Vincent appeared yesterday and retired all 4 batters he faced. Vincent has not given up an earned run in his 2 previous appearances this year.
Let's go, Berkey!
That ball is called outside ball. 1 ball, no strikes. With the addition of Owen Dowling to the coaching staff this year, St. Edward now has 3 sets of brothers coaching at the school. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Owen's brother Connor, as mentioned before, is part of the basketball staff. And there's a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, everyone knows the Flannery brothers, Eric Flannery and Jim Flannery. And how could we forget the Heffernan brothers, both on the wrestling staff? 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 6th. Eagles trail 12-3. That ball's just a bit inside. And that makes the count 2-2. Swing and a miss, and we've got our first out of the inning here. Vincent Waters retires his 5th straight batter over the weekend, and there's one out here in the bottom of the 6th. Eric Flannery, of course, graduated with me in 1990. Jim Flannery graduated in 1979. Owen Donlin, who I coached in my 3-year stint at St. Edward Baseball, graduated in 2004. There's a fly ball up the middle. Connor Potts calls it, fades back there, and we've got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Owen graduated in 2004, preceded by his brother Connor, who graduated in 2003. On the wrestling side of things, state championship coach John Heffernan graduated in 1984, and his older brother Brian Heffernan graduated in 1978. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Eagles trailing 12-3, and that's a little bit high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. That ball's hit to second base. Logan Zarumba is going to charge it and lets it hit his mitt. Cannot make the play, and there's 1 man on with 2 outs here. That'll be scored an error on the second baseman. 2 outs, 1 man on here in the bottom of the 6th. Vinny throws a high heater that's just inside, and that's ball 1. That ball's down and away. Ball 2. Vincent Waters retired the first 2 batters, should have been the 3rd batter. And hoping we can get this 3rd out before they can score a run. That ball's high and it's going to get away from the catcher. But in good sportsmanship fashion, Mustangs don't elect to take second base. And that's taken over for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike on the Mustang hitter with 2 men out and 1 on here in the bottom of the 6th. That looks like a strike. Full count. Catches the outside corner. And we've got a full count here with 2 outs. Vinny throws a pitch, gets fouled up, stuck in the fence momentarily, and drops to the dirt. We'll do it again here at 3-2 with a runner on first and 2 men out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That ball's popped up. Tome's got room, and he's going to snag it. That'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, an error. 1 man left for the Mustangs. After 6 full innings of play, Northside Christian 12, St. Edward 3.
yell outside.
You gotta have that.
Plenty of places for
Back up today.
Kayla is at the front school.
Back up. Not all coaches do.
Oh, I don't mind being aggressive when you're trying to get the run. But it's not like in a game like this. The tournament game, you say you want to win in the 3. Coach did tell me. Maybe it was the kid. Maybe that kid pitching. He's like, I'm going to pitch him, and I'm not scoring. I don't know. That's a good question. You got more than us already. I can't top that.
Go, Mark. Go, Chris.
All right, we head to the top of the 7th in what most likely will be the Eagles' last inning here on this road trip, unless they can score 9 runs, which isn't impossible, but probably unlikely. First pitch to Mr. Potts, taken for a strike over the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike to the senior shortstop, Carter Potts. Matthew Leschek waits on deck. Carter, senior from Avon Lake, Ohio, watches one outside, 1-1. New pitcher in for the Mustangs. And the count's 1-1 on Carter Potts. That ball is a little up and out. 2 balls and a strike. Meat of the order coming up for the Eagles, 3-4-5.
That's it.
Leo Bartolone swinging a bat, and in the whole circle. That's going to be a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the senior shortstop. Carter Potts has played every inning of every game this year. We'll call him Cal Ripken Jr. And he shoots one to right field. That's going to fall for a base hit, and the Eagles have a leadoff single in the top of the 7th. And maybe Leo was just getting some work in as Drew Maley is back in the on-deck circle. Matthew Leschek takes the plate. This ball looks a little bit outside. And that's going to be 1 ball, no strikes. No Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Eagles down to their last 3 outs. Trying to make this interesting, but it's going to take a lot of base runners to do that. 12-3 is your score. With Matthew Lesjak at the plate. And that one's right down the middle for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to your senior cleanup hitter, Matthew Lesjak. Drew Maley waiting on deck. That spinner falls low, and now we're at 2 balls, 1 strike. One more shout out I'd like to add. Leo Godlewski and Jenna Godlewski, and as well as their daughter, made the trek down here in a huge van carrying the baseball team's equipment. I'd like to thank him and his family for doing that. That ball is outside and away. 3 balls and a strike.
Let's go, Merritt.
Taking one for the team and making that kind of sacrifice is to be commended. So thank you, Godlewski family. We saw Leo at Crusher Stadium after our last game packing up the van, carrying around a Jersey Mike sub like a loaf of bread. And there's ball 4. 2 men on to start the 7th inning. And the catcher's going to underhand the ball to the pitcher and bring up our 5-hitter, Drew Maley. Drew flied out his last time at the plate. Scores 12-3. Trying to make this a little more interesting. Henry Slaby on deck. I mean Charlie's older brother on deck. That ball's taken high and away. 1 ball and no strikes to the junior 3rd baseman right fielder, Drew Maley. Ooh, inside, almost hit him. They're going to say it did hit him, and that's going to load the bases.
I'm watching it right now. I don't think it's yeah, I don't know. It might have gotten in his pants or something.
That's the way you want to get hit. All right, bases loaded, nobody out. Eagles still trail by 9. Tying run for the Eagles in the quadruple hole. Henry takes the ball outside. Henry's in the 6th position. Leo Bartolone has taken the on-deck circle. So Leo looks to get his first at-bat on the varsity squad. He'll be batting in place of Grant Lashetka. Henry takes one over the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Taking all the way. At this point of the game, you've got to take at least 1 strike. Make the pitcher work. Base runners is the key. You're not going to hit a 9-run home run in this point. And that's in the same spot and the same call. Tough one to hit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one a little bit high, stays up there. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Henry Slaby. Henry takes a cut and misses, and that'll be the first out of the inning here in the top of the 7th. Leo Bartolone, sophomore, making his first hitting appearance. Leo is our 10th legacy player, as his dad graduated from St. Edward High School as well. And that's taken outside for ball one. Leo made his debut on Tuesday and threw 3 scoreless innings to garner the save. And that ball is fouled off behind us. That'll even the count at 1-1 with 1 out. Vincent Waters waits on deck with the Eagles trailing 12-3. Leo takes a cut and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the number 7 hitter. And that one's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leo with a good eye there, holding up on a pitch that was off the plate. That's ball 3. Nowhere to put him here, gentlemen, with full count and 1 out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. Nowhere to put him, ladies and gentlemen. And Leo takes a cut, cannot connect. And that's your second out here in the top of the 7th. That leaves it up to Vincent Waters. Vincent went down looking his last time up. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Eagles down 12-3. And that ball is up and away for ball 1. Vincent threw another scoreless inning last inning, so he's run his scoreless inning streak to 2 1/3. ERA remains at 0 for the year. And that curveball drops down low for ball 2.
Here we go now. Go, Merrick. Come on, Merrick. Here we go. All right, let's go. Come on, Merrick. Come on, kid. Let's go, Merrick. Come on, kid.
Vincent takes him all the way. Strike 1 called. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, to everybody listening at home, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a fantastic trip. Vinny swings at strike 2. And the count's 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. I know the kids appreciate everything their parents have done and are thankful they were able to make this trip. Not only are they thankful for the parents, there's ball 3, full count. Thankful for the athletic program, thankful for the coaches, and everybody who helped pitch in to make this happen. Vinny fouls that one off, spoils a good pitch. And we've got another 3-2 pitch coming. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Runners will be on the move. And that ball is laced into right field, but the right fielder's going to camp under, and that's going to end the ball game. Eagles try to mount a rally, but cannot plate any more runs here in the top of the 7th. No runs with 3 men left there. Eagles lose this one 12-3. Northside finishes with 12 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. They left 5 men on base. St. Ed's has 3 runs on 7 hits. They committed 8 errors today, and they left 11 men on. Losing pitcher today is Neil Rogers. And again, want to thank everybody for tuning in. Want to thank the parents, the coaches, the administration for making this happen. Signing off here in St. Petersburg. Go Eagles.